welcome to lesson 21, new notes octave key E and octave key F. So we're going to clap and count the first line, and then I'm going to show you how to transition from the E note that is down here to the E note that is up here. Okay, so let's clap and count first, and then I'll show you. 1, 2, tap your foot and clap it. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. And let's go ahead and point at the note and name the note. Okay, step 2, point and then say the note name and tap your foot on the beat. 1, 2, ready and go. E, E, rest, 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 rest. E, E, off. Notice how this is an E and this is also an E. Don't get confused by this, okay? You can the E that's low is on the line, and the E that's higher is up here on the space. Okay, so this is a low E, and this is a high E, and the octave key creates the high E. Okay, and make sure that your neck strap is up high enough so that you can just pivot the saxophone up so that the reed lays right here on your bottom lip. Okay, so if it's up too high like this, then you need to lower your saxophone. If it's too low and it's hitting your chin, you need to raise your neck strap, raising your saxophone, okay? So ideally, your neck strap should be perfectly positioned so that your mouthpiece, your reed, goes right to your bottom lip, right here. Okay, so that first E, the low E here, the low E here is fingered the same way as the high E here. So this note and this note are fingered the exact same way. The difference is this note does not need you to press this octave key that we've been talking about. Okay, remember this is the thumb rest, and 75% of your thumb should rest on the thumb rest. And that 25% that touches the octave key, well, that's so you can roll on the octave key. Okay, and when you roll on the octave key like this, then this high E note is produced. Okay, so this low E, we do not use the octave key. We do not press on the octave key. But this high E, we do press on the octave key. Okay, so low E would be this. Low E, 2, 3, 4. High E, 2, 3, 4. Let me show you that one more time. So it'll be low E, 2, 3, 4, high E, 2, 3, 4. And that's the only difference, because both E's are fingered 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Just like you've already learned. Both E's are fingered the same way, okay? So here's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This is low E. Notice how I'm not moving any of my fingers except for this one. There's high E. Low E, high E, low E, high E, low E, high E, low E, high E. Okay, so I'm going to play both of the E's, okay? So here's the low E with no octave key. Okay, it's fingered 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and I'm not using the octave key. I'm not pushing it on. Okay, I have the octave key off. So here's the low E. 1, 2, ready. Okay, now here is the high E. I'm going to push the octave key on this time. Okay, so ready? Okay, now I'm going to play both of them. The low E first. And notice how I did not move anything right here on my embouchure. I kept all of that the same. So you don't want to change this at all. And you want to blow the same speed of air all the way through for both of the E's. So here's low E again. The only difference between those two notes, I changed nothing on my whole entire body, embouchure. The only difference between those two notes was this. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to play the first line. Play the first line, which is here. Okay, so we're going to go low E, push the octave key, high E. Rest, 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 back to low E, no octave key, push the octave key for high E, and off, okay? So I'm going to play that, and watch me the first time, and then pause your video, and I want you to try it, okay? So here we go. I've got my E fingers down, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. There are my E fingers. And I'll show you the octave key, what I'm doing back here. And here we go. 1, 2, 30. Breath, breath, breath. And as you know, it's the same exact thing for the tenor saxophone. Okay, the same exact thing. So we don't change anything for tenor. It's still 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 is E. Okay, this is low E. And then when we roll on the octave key, it's high E. Remember, here's the thumb rest. 75% of our thumb rests on the thumb rest, just like alto. And then we roll on like this. And that makes high E. Okay? So I'm going to play this on tenor, and I want you to watch my thumb and see if you can see how I do it with the octave key. Okay, ready? No, 1, 2, no octave key, ready? No octave key. So here we are in the second line, measure 6. We're going to clap and count this line. Ready? Do this with me. And tap your foot on the beat and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Now let's point at the notes and say the note names with me. Ready? Do this with me. Point at your own music. And remember, it's good to print these out so you can put them on a music stand and you can point at them with me. Ready? And 1, 2, ready, and go. Low E, high E, low E, high E, rest, 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 rest. High E, high E, high E, high E, low E. 2, 3, 4, off. Here we are on step 3. We're going to finger the note and say the note and tap our toe or tap our foot on the beat, right? Here we go. So I'm going to position myself so you can see my octave key right here. My octave key. All right, so our first note on line 2, measure 6. Here's where we are. First note on line 2, measure 6 is E. Okay, so we're starting right there, fingering and naming with me. Ready? And 1, 2, get your E fingers down. Ready? Low E. Low E. High E with the octave key. Low E, no octave key. High E with the octave key. Rest, rest. I'm keeping my octave key down. High E, high E, high E, high E, low E. 2, 3, 4, off. Now I'm going to play it, and I want you to watch, and then pause your video, and then you play it. Okay, so here we go. Here is line 2, starting at measure 6. And 1, 2, starting on low E. Ready? And here's the same thing on tenor saxophone. And remember, even with tenor, it's the same way with alto. You want all the weight of the saxophone in your neck strap. Okay, and then you just pivot up until your saxophone mouthpiece and reed lay right there on your bottom lip. So you just bring it right there. If it's too high, you need to lower it. Okay, if it's too low and hitting your chin, you need to raise it. Raise your neck strap until right there. Okay? Right there. So I'm going to go ahead and play this on tenor now. Okay, we're in measure 6, line 2 on tenor. All right, so you got your E fingers down, same as alto. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Remember, the fingerings are the same on both alto and tenor. All right, they just sound different. And here we go. So you can see my octave key thumb here. Now I'm starting on low E, so I don't have my octave key pressed. And 1, 2, all right. Here's a helpful hint. When you move from the low note to the high note, keep the corners of your mouth and your upper lip firm. Okay, so the corners of your mouth and your upper lip should stay firm. Also, keep your mouth embouchure the same and do not let it move or change between the low and the high notes. So your embouchure and your mouth should be the same for the low notes as it is for the high notes. Okay, and then here it says you should never bite with your teeth. Okay, never bite with your teeth. Biting with your teeth is, all right, your teeth should always be open. Always open when you're playing. Chin down, teeth open, corners firm, upper lip firm. And teeth open, okay? So, lastly, only your left hand thumb should move. That's all that should move here. All right, so let's look at measure 11. Look at measure 11 here on the third line. We know this is an F, right? So this is an F, And you know how to finger an F already. I'm positive if you've done these lessons before lesson 21, you definitely know an F. And then this is a high F. So this is a low F and this is a high F. The only difference between the low F and the high F is the octave key is not pressed for the low F. The octave key, however, is pressed down for the high F. So no octave key, and then octave key on. Okay, octave key off, octave key on. All right, so let's go and review the F fingering. You should know it, right? 1, 2, 3, and 1 on your right hand. So there's your F fingering. And remember, my octave key is not on, not pressed. So right now I'm playing low F. And then here's high F. Low F, high F. Low F, high F. Okay? So here's the difference. Here's low F. Here's high F. Low F. High F with octave key on. So we're going to do step 1. We're going to clap the rhythm here. Measure 11, third line on the page. Ready? Clap and count this with me. 1, tap your foot on the beat. Ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and off. Now we're going to point at the note, step 2, and we're going to say the note name and tap our foot on the beat. So tap your foot on the beat and a go. F, high F, rest, 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 rest. Low F, high F, off. So now we're doing step number 3. We're going to finger the note on our saxophone. We're going to say the note out loud, and we're going to tap our foot on the beat. We're going to do that here on line 3 on F now. Okay, so let's get our F fingers down, remember, which is, of course, 1, 2, 3, and 1 on our right hand, okay? So that's low F, and then when I press this octave key, it becomes high F. Low F, high F, and notice how my fingers on the front did not move at all. They stayed down the whole time. The only thing that's moving is my thumb pressing on the octave key and lifting off the octave key. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna finger and name the third line. So 1, 2, ready, go. Low F, high F, rest, 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 rest. Low F, octave key off. High F, octave key on. Off. Now I'm going to go ahead and play this. Step number 4. Watch me play it, and then pause your video, and I want you to play it. Okay, so here we go. I've got my F fingers down, and 1, 2, measure 11, ready. Now I'm going to do the same line. Okay, on the third line, measure 11. Now I'm going to do it on tenor saxophone. All right, so same thing. I've got my F fingers down. 1, 2, 3, and 1 on my right hand. And I'm not rolled onto the octave key yet because I'm starting on low F. All right, and remember when you bring your saxophone up, your neck strap should be adjusted perfectly. So when you pivot on your neck strap, when you pivot on the neck strap, your reed lays right there on your bottom lip and your mouthpiece is adjusted so your head's not crooked. And we're breathing from the bottom of our chair at our belt line. All right, here we go. Here's measure 11. And I'm going to try to get so you can see my octave key right here. Measure 11. And 1, 2, ready? And then here is measure 16, line 4. Okay, we're going to, of course, do our step number 1, which is clap, and we're going to say these numbers, and we're going to tap our foot on the beat. Ready? With me, clap and count this line. 1, tap your foot and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Now we're going to point at the notes and we're going to name the notes, which is step 2. I'm going to point at the notes and say the note name while we tap our foot on the beat. Tap your foot on the beat and say them. Low F, high F, low F, high F, rest, 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 high F, high F, high F, high F, low F, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, now remember that you want to make sure that the weight of your saxophone is all on your neck strap, so when you pivot up, the reed lays right on your bottom lip. Now, you can see that my mouthpiece needs to be turned because my head is tilted. So I'm going to turn my mouthpiece. Now my head can be straight up and down. Okay, so here we're going to finger and name line, the fourth line here. We're going to finger name this fourth line. So starting here on measure 16 on low F, okay? So I'm trying to angle so that you can see my thumb, my octave key, and you can also see my embouchure, okay? So here we go. Starting on measure 16, the last line. So I have my F fingers down, which are 1, 2, 3, and 1, okay, is F. My octave key is not pressed because I'm starting on low F. All right, so let's finger and name it out loud. So say the note names and go ahead and do these fingerings on your saxophone with me. Ready? And 1, 2, finger name and go. And low F, high F, low F, no octave key, high F, octave key on, rest, 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 my octave key is on, high F, high F, high F, high F, release the octave key for low F here, and off. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play this and watch me, and then I want you to pause the video and then try it yourself, okay? Here we go. And 1, and 1. See my octave key right here. Watch it. 1, 2, 3. Ready? And notice how you didn't see anything moving right here. Everything was very still. Okay, my corners are firm, my upper lip was firm. I was just blowing the air stream, the same for both the low and the high note. No differences here. This shouldn't change. Nothing should change from the low note to the high note, except for you pressing this octave key. Now I'm going to do the same thing on tenor saxophone. So I'm starting on low F. This is measure 16. This is the fourth line. Okay, so I'm going to play this line on tenor saxophone. And 1, 2, ready.